Let's go live now. Inside of the Gaza Strip, I'm joined by activist Rami Aman. Sir, thank you so much for being with us again, Rami. Want to ask your thoughts on the rocket attacks and the IDF counterattacks. Do you think that there could be calm now? Is there a sense that finally there will be calm? Or do you believe again tonight will be more rockets, more violence?
I think nowadays in Gaza, no one can give you a direct answer for what happened or what's gonna be happening from the Israeli armies, because since 2 days after the Palestinian rocket launched from Gaza, everyone here in Gaza, was, just waiting for the reaction for the army and many attacks. Yes, the Israeli army attacked many buildings and talked in the media that these buildings were Hamas, but in the next day, we found that 2 buildings just for the human, and it was a Christian family in was from this flat, and I think the Christian family involved in this conflict between Israel and Gaza Strip.
I want to ask about the power, the influence of the Egyptian delegation. We understand that Sayyid Erekat asking for Hamas and all factions to listen to the Egyptians, to work with the Egyptians. Does Hamas listen to the Egyptian delegation? Does what the Egyptians say matter?
Not just Hamas. Hamas and every Palestinian factions, even Palestinian Authority, respect the Egyptians very well. And, after any call coming from the Egyptians, for sure they accepted for the request for the truce or something like that. And the Palestinian factions were the first, to accept the invitation from the Egyptians to keep calm the situation, and no one here from the faction represent his responsibility to launch this rocket. In the same way, we are hearing many news coming from the Israeli media about new war or about something like that. So the people here divided between 2 opinions. The first one that we are waiting for a new war, and the second one that it's a usual situation as everyone. We are under a truce, but for sure the Gazans here wait for any kind of war starting any time.
Rami, can I ask you about your own personal story? I know a few days ago you yourself were arrested swept up as part of a Hamas crackdown on social protests. What happened to you? Are you okay? And what does it say about conditions? What's going on inside Gaza?
Inside Gaza, during the last week, the securities here requested and kidnapped and arrested hundreds of youth here in Gaza as activists and also members in Fatah and in many factions. Hamas maybe thought that Ramallah or Fatah playing or maybe organized the demonstrations through some youth here in Gaza Strip. But my personal story was, as any Gazan here, I surprised by 10 securities coming to my office and arrested me, and then started to ask me about my activities through this protest, and the same side about my activities with the Israeli community, because I have a relation with the Israeli community, not just for Rami. It's about to make a solution or to make something for this conflict between Israel and Palestine. They arrested me for 6 or 7 hours, but through these hours, many public opinion happened in our local community here. Many people called them what Rami did. We know Rami already an organizer for any demonstration, but not calling to change Hamas. No, yeah. Change the whole situation. I'm calling Fatah and Hamas every time.
Just to improve the life there.
The 7 days, the seven hours, yes, it were terrible. But, when someone, talking to you that you are a spy or you are a hidden agenda working and making to erase Hamas, it's something terrible. But for me, inside myself, I know that I'm not working under any umbrella of anyone. I'm just working for my ideas. And also I have a group here in Gaza. I have an effective group, not just in Gaza and Israel. And because of that, many calls also came from Israel, asking about Rami. But in the end, they released me, but I need to continue. And for sure here, and also in Gaza here, they created for me a new opinion that Rami making tatbi'a and making normalizations, is something not like that. I'm not making any kind of tatbi'a. I'm just working as a human.
All right, Rami, we'll leave it there. Rami Aman, we appreciate your work on the human level.